o'clock, police are concerned after a violent weekend in Baton Rouge.
At least 10 people were shot. 2 of them died. 4 separate shootings happened, most of which occurred in front of or very close to police officers. Tonight, the investigative unit sat down with a spokesperson for Baton Rouge Police who says they are frustrated by the brazen nature of these shootings.
Michael, Sylvia, because of the influx of people attending Southern's homecoming celebration this weekend, Baton Rouge police officers were out in droves working extra duty to keep people safe. It turns out in some cases, their presence didn't deter people from pulling triggers.
We had officer presence, we were there making the difference, and yet there were individuals out there who were reckless and committing violent acts of crime.
The increased presence of Baton Rouge police officers this weekend was obvious and felt by many, but for some reason totally disregarded in the instance of several shootings across town. 10 people were shot on Saturday and Sunday, 6 at a single event at a venue on Greenwell Springs.
They went to shoot,
where the owner hired multiple extra duty officers. 35-year-old Dexter Cormier was killed.
So you had a number of off-duty police officers at this event. They were marked. They were in their uniforms, correct?
Right.
People could tell that they were police officers, and you still had someone pull out a gun and shoot multiple people right in front of them. What does that say to you?
It's a very serious and dangerous situation. You know, you have officer presence at those particular locations, and people are still committing violent acts, regardless of the officer's presence.
Lieutenant L. Gene McNeely says because those officers were on scene and saw the shooting occur, they were able to detain Michael Robinson within minutes and eventually charge him with murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. An affidavit the investigative unit obtained Tuesday says Robinson fired his weapon aimlessly into the crowd because he said he heard someone shoot first. Tyrell Hamilton was also arrested on scene for obstruction when he tried to remove the weapon police say Robinson used.
So they kept a level head, they had officer presence, they were active, they were pushing forward in an attempt to make sure everyone was as safe as possible.
Earlier in the day on Fairchild Street, just a block away from Southern's campus, 2 people were shot. McNeely says officers working the homecoming parade were close enough to hear the shots.
We had, in essence, between 45 and 60 officers that were working extra duty. And those persons that were committing those crimes had disregard for officers' presence.
Despite the criminals' brazen acts, McNeely says officers being so close to both scenes enabled them to make quick arrests and likely save lives.
It was a fluid and dynamic type scene, but officers were able to keep a level head and render aid and apprehend the potential suspects.
The other shootings over the weekend in which arrests have not been made are on Snipe Street, in which a man was killed, and another on Mohican Prescott crossover, where a woman who was in a rideshare was shot in the leg. For the investigative unit, Bess Casserly, WBRZ News 2.